welcome to Cooking with Abba. Today I'm taking you to Vasa, Finland, where there are a lot of apples, especially during the summer times. This was something that I was amazed by when I came to Finland. Like, you see a lot of apples packaged, and they'll be like, apples, please. That means you can actually take some if you want, take as much as you want. If like take everything, they don't care. Because a lot of apple trees, especially in Vasa, and you get people actually putting this there, wherever, maybe in front of their houses usually, but don't go to their lawns and things to actually go and pluck it, because that is invading someone's privacy. So I was like, well, let me make something out of these apples. And the first thing I did was to make some fresh apple juice, which is healthy, which is obviously homemade, and so there was no, additives and stuff in as well. This is one of the things I really do love about Finland, especially Vasa city. So yes, let's go in and let me show you how I do this in there. So like I made mention of, like when you come to Finland, especially in Vasa, you see a lot of apple trees, and a lot of the homes would actually package these, and you have containers and just write apples, please, in Finnish usually, for you to take some if you want. It's free to take, so you just feel free and take some. So around my area, around my neighborhood, yes, there was this house that usually does that a lot, and I like them because they kind of wash and package just nicely. Good apples, not like the basa basa apples. So yes, this day I was like, let me just convert these apples instead of chewing them all the time, because I was getting lazy at chewing. So I wanted to make my work easy. So I just poured this into the wash bowl. I added in some sea salt to actually wash this up. Yes, I know it's been washed and packaged, but these I want to use myself too as well. Double sure, double check. Yes. So you just wash these up, and then I'm going to proceed to remove the seeds of this as well. So yes, around this point, I just had to just cut it into two, dice it up, remove the seeds, and then cut it into smaller chunks into a baking, something to bake in. So I did it in the tray, a glass tray. But I can use a baking pan. Anything which is available to you, you can make most of it. So you're just going to cut this up. And the essence of actually trying to bake this is that you want to slow down the enzymes that can make it go bad early. Yes, so the seeds obviously, and then the funny part goes into the bin. When you do apple juice fresh like that, honestly, it's not as sweet as we drink in Ghana. There's so much sugar that is added. So I added a bit of brown cane sugar in. Then I fold this up, and then it went into the oven to help it soften up and become easy to blend, so I get very fine results, and also to slow the active enzymes in, so that I can get apple juice that would last for longer. So this can do like 10-15 minutes, and you get like very good result. And all you do is to do this 180 degrees, 10 to 15 minutes. If it stays in for too long, it's going to be mushy mushy and you're going to get a jam vibe. If it's too less, it's okay. All that matters is heat, no akano. Yes. So I just transfer this into my blender, and you realize that the color hadn't changed, the apple color hadn't changed. I added enough water, and then gave it a good blend. Yes, you want to really blend this for it to be very, very smooth before you go into the sifting stage, where you're going to sift it with a fine strainer, and then you actually get the juice out. I don't really recommend when people do the food processors or the juice processors, because when you use the blender, you're able to still get your fiber. But if you use the juicer, sometimes you just get the juice and the fiber, you may most likely end up throwing it away. So I like to have fruit juices from the blender, because the fiber is also very important for your gut health, for your intestines, especially the large intestines, and digestion. You know that thing. Some of you struggle to poo every day because your meals are lacking what? Fiber. So once this goes into it, I'm just going to mix it up. Like after the first one, strain it off. You pour the next one in, and then you strain that as well. I'm straining because yes, the skin sometimes is a bit irritating to eat. So the skin, obviously, I'm going to throw that away as well. And then this is my thick apple juice. If you lighten it up so much, you would have to end up adding so much sugar. And if you don't want it this thick, or you don't want the fiber in that much, what you can also let it do is to sit. When you let it sit for a while, the thick part or the fiber part is going to come to the top, and then the juice or the water base is going to go to the bottom. Then you can just scoop the fiber part, and you have just the juice, which will be all running. But like I said, it's good to enjoy the fiber as well, especially because we don't just eat for our tongues or our mouth or our taste bud. We're also eating because our body needs those nutrients. So you need to be very conscious of the things and how you eat it. And you can enjoy this any time of the day, at dawn, in the morning, after your workout, before your workout, before you go to work, at school. Yes, so this is the apple juice I did, making most of my neighbor's excess apple. No wastage. Hashtag. So yes, after the juice, I realized that boy, there was still too much apple. I was like, let me just do some apple jam instead as well. So this one too, I did a salt water bath, and then all the apples go in there. You realize there was a bag full of apples. So yes, this is green apples in there. And I'm going to also cut this, remove the seeds, and then I'm just going to put them into the baking tray as well. If you've watched to this point and you've not subscribed, you've not done well, oh, please subscribe and like this video as well, so I can give you more good content as well. So you want to remove the seeds, because the seeds, you're not going to use it. And then I'm not going to bother myself cutting this, because this was a whole bag of apple, which is too much work. Then I covered it up, yes, and then it went into the oven. And you want to really bake this till it is so soft and oozing. Yes, you want to bake this till it is so soft and oozing, like a pie. It will get, that taste, that stage. Then you know that your apple is ready for you to what, mix it up. One thing I realized was, yes, I was able to mash it at this stage. So I was feeling lazy removing the skin from it. So I think when I removed the skin, I should have just gone forward to remove. When I remove the seeds, I should have just gone forward to remove the skin, but I didn't do that. So I think if you are replicating this, it will be good for you if you actually remove the skin. If you don't want it to be, skinny in there. But alternatively, the skin is also healthy, so you can leave it in. Or alternatively, you can pass this through a strainer so that the skin part comes off. Then you get a very smooth jam base. Then it goes back into the oven, because it's quite a large batch. If you're doing it over the stove, you take forever. It goes into the oven, and then you realize that from the top it went halfway. Then when we mashed it up and placed it back, it's gotten to what, a quarter of what we already had in there. And this is my apple jam. No sugar, no additives, nothing. Pure apple jam. And usually I eat this as a spread. I use it to bake as well. I use it to also do oatmeal in the morning before I go to school as well. So yes, making most of excess apples in my neighborhood for a good cause. So yes. This is definitely one thing I'm loving about Vasa City. Yes. And so I see in the next food video, please make sure you leave me a comment on what your opinion is about this. What else do you think I should be doing with the apples that are available during summertime? Let me know in the comment section. If you have any other comments, whatever, leave it in there for me. If you have any suggestions, to leave it in for me. Of course, I store some in Ziploc bags for the future as well. Till I see you in the next food video, do live life to the fullest. Be joyous, be merry. Lots of love from my team and I. Mwah.